Okay. Well, I saw Evie present on iLearn, and I fell in love with her world search thing that she made. And I asked her if she'd present for us and tell us just how she makes the beautiful things that she creates. And she said yes. So here she is. I'm going to let her talk. All right, Evie, ready to go?
Yep. All right. Hi, everyone. It's awesome to be here in Spatial. Spatial is one of my favorite platforms. Absolutely love developing here. My name is Evgeniya Simmons, and I think I've been in this industry, or at least started learning about 2012 when I got into that. Absolutely fell in love with the Google Glass. I know people were making fun of it, but I saw the potential of the technology and started learning 3D modeling. Absolutely knew nothing, but slowly was taking a lot of courses, a lot of classes, and by 2019, I published my own photographic guidebook because I worked as a licensed tour guide in New York City, taking a lot of pictures, put it together in a book, published it, developed augmented reality app. There was a book's extension with 32 augmented pages. And the project was successfully funded on Kickstarter by over 100 backers. And in 2020, I discovered virtual reality with my first Oculus Quest 2, and I immediately understood what I was looking for. So this is the medium that I wanted to work and create. I was always artistic. Growing up, I was always leading all kinds of creative competitions at school, winning a lot of them, but I never got into anything artistic because I did not like anything 2D. Right? When I discovered 3D, it was absolutely love at first sight. So so today, what I'm going to do, it's kind of interesting for me because I love doing this type of presentation, sharing my knowledge and sharing my workflow because I went through hundreds of different tools and techniques, and I kind of put together this workflow that I usually use, and I want to share those tools with you. We kind of go from the easy one, and then we're going to transition to a hard one. But don't worry, nothing really deep technical. If you need to know more details, you can always reach out to me. I will share it up with you. I want to start by just showcasing my portfolio. Here's some of my latest work here. The first project that I am working, and this is what Perry went to my presentation. This is my startup. This is my main project I'm working on called VR Travel Expo. It's available on the App Lab, and we're doing testing, but we sometimes stop them, then restart them because there's a lot of things we're building right now. And it has 17 different environments. It's all built with Unity and Blender. And it has many community hubs, and those hubs we're going to visit. Some of them we're going to visit today because I've been developing them several years back in Altspace. Some of them, if you came from Altspace, maybe you visited some of those environments. And then another thing that we're implementing is the real world location. It's provided by Google Tiles, Cesium. So my passion is travel, tourism, and I wanted to reshape how people explore the world, learn about the world. So this is kind of my passion. And some of other projects that we're going to also visit today, this Enchanted Swamp, but something started, I just had this vision. I really want to create something magical with glowing mushrooms. It's been in my head floating around for a while, and then I decided one day, I'm going to do it. So we're going to visit this environment today. It's also built in Blender. And another project that I worked, this was a commercial commission project by a company that I have a really good relationship with. They're doing marketing research using AI. And they partnered with the Woolworths. They are in England. They are pretty big department stores. They wanted a space to host focus groups, to do some kind of marketing research. If people want to buy something from the in the department, we created the entire floor plan. This is what the floor plan actually looks like inside the department. It was a focus on the beauty department. And the interesting here is that They gave me an AI rendering of a 3D building, and I just designed it in here in VR, in Blender, pretty much identical to what they sent me. Another project that we also worked, I'm going to show you this later. It's not available to public because they want to keep it private. They only host private focus groups there. This environment will also work closely together, and we designed it. They hosted, I don't know, they said 3,000 people, I think they hosted in that environment for now. Really, really fun, great relationship with this company. Another one that I worked with, this was a little bit unusual, and it was interesting that they trusted me to create conveyor belt. So this is an actual digital twin of an actual existing factory floor. It was very complicated because they didn't know what they're doing, really. So they sent me a whole bunch of pictures, measurements, and we made it work. It's very small. I'm always very careful about the size of the environment. It's under 50 megabytes. I think the final was only 43 megabytes, which was, it's pretty good if you know 3D modeling. Another one that we're going to visit also today, this one was inspired by Steven Timberluke, so I'm giving him a credit because I saw him on Instagram and absolutely love the design. I modified it, of course, a lot of it modified, but just the general idea of this environment I really liked. So I borrowed some of it and I texted him and I said, hey, can I use the environment? I give you credit, but never heard from him, but I'm giving him credits everywhere. So it's about 50% maybe borrowed from him. So those are kind of latest ones. I have a lot more, but I didn't really, want to put all of them here. And any questions so far? No? All right. So what I want to do too right now, I'm going to stop sharing for a second, and I'm going to share my entire screen, and then I will not see the audience. Oops, hold on 1 second. Screen share, entire screen. So what I want to do today is talk to you a little bit about my idea, inspiration, and how to start, right? We're going to go from very easy. As you can see, this is my Google map, and it's covered in green flags. Because every time I see something interesting, I always put flag in there. I see something I want to visit, immediately flag. It doesn't mean that I will travel there. I just like knowing that I know where to go if I want to travel. And one of the tools that you guys need to have is called Street View Download 360. So this is an awesome tool, and I'm going to copy, and I'm going to send it in the chat right now. And you probably want to save it, have it on your desktop. It's free. Can I invite someone who may be interested? There's a question. I think it's for Terry. So, so why do you want to do that? Because if you guys know, a lot of big deal for environments is the skyboxes, right? And here I was messing around a little bit today, trying to find an environment to show you. But what you can do if you literally Google, like I Google Hawaiian Botanical Garden. I mean, what can you find any more beautiful than Hawaii, right? Or you can go, China has amazing, Australia actually have an environment that used Australian, I don't remember what was it, but I think it was one of the national parks that I used. So what you do here, when you find a place, click over here, and then go to 360, Street View 360. And then you have access to all of these 360 pictures that you can use, right? So I do that trick a lot. I walk around, and then sometimes randomly, if I don't have it, have time, I just go and start looking. And I have a collection of really beautiful skyboxes. Like, look at this pretty. I mean, there's a car, but there's a lot of them that don't have a car. Like, for example, this one, right? And this is beautiful. right? This is a beautiful skybox. So you can spend a lot of time here. This is amazing. This one is perfect. Look, for the metaverse, it has square, some people, but you can cut them out in Photoshop maybe, cover them up. And what you do here, you copy the link, and then you go to this Street View download, install, insert the link here, and then click download panorama, so it will download. I already have it, but you can, I have a few here, but they have another big package here, so you can name it somehow Hawaii or something, and then save. So then you will download this panorama, right, so. And this is kind of a good way to start for you. And then how many of you are here that are familiar with Blender? Anybody?
A little bit.
A little bit? So Blender is, it has to become your right hand, right? So Blender is your friend. Blender is where we create all of the environments. It is free, it's open source. So all of my environments are built in Blender. And the way you can even start is skyboxes are literally just like 360 sphere, which you can, get from UV sphere like that. Just make it bigger, make it shade smooth, and then we can create new material. We're going to shading. I'm not going to show much, just a quick, so you can get your feet wet, image texture, connecting to the node, and then we're going to our skyboxes. So we found skybox. Let's find the folder. Oops. Where's my skybox folder? Here. Oh, wait a minute. I can see. Oh, here we go. So, and then, for example, which one? Like, for example, we got this one, right? So, and there you go. So, very basic. What I do also, a little thing to know is you always want to flip, and then have a blue in the inside. All right. So it's a little bit more advanced, but it's okay. So then now you have this skybox, which you can start using for your environment, right? So adding a simple plane and start adding assets, and there you go. So you already have something to start with. Any questions so far? Spatial doesn't allow links to be typed in chat anymore. You can share it in Slack though. Oh, link disappeared. Okay, I think we'll figure something out, okay? We'll figure something out. Any questions about this? The Street View 360, can Google it. Yeah, it's Street View 360, you can Google it. So another thing, another my advice is don't start from scratch, because it's very easy, it's very hard to start from scratch. So one of my favorite places, even though I'm already, pretty advanced, I still go a lot on this website because it's always easier to start from something that already exists and it's all free. How many of you have heard of the 3D warehouse? Anyone? Don't be shy.
I think I've heard of it before. I know of other like 3D model websites, but I don't really use this one very much though.
Yes, it's awesome because it's free, right? It's free and some models are decent. I usually always apply filter because you always want to make sure your models are small. So up to 10 megabytes you can put, because it's very easy to crash something, especially spatial has very, it's only 500,000 vertices that you can use. So give me something random. I will type it right here and we see what comes up. Anybody has any idea for environment? Random.
cherry blossoms in Japan.
Oh gosh. Well,
Probably too specific.
the problem with blossoms is that they will be very big usually. But here you go. You know, there's one very interesting geometric. Always go here. Always check. This one is not bad. See if you can preview it. Always check how big it is. You don't want to import nothing that's too big. So there you go. And then you can import it, download here. You can use SketchUp file. Unity Unity is pretty good with SketchUp files, but what I normally do is clean them up normally. I don't rarely just import them to Unity, but you can, it's fine. If I install SketchUp file, then I have a SketchUp file extension, SketchUp file extension, file import, and then I have a SketchUp extension. It's just you can install it separately, and then you'll be able to import SketchUp file into Blender. So anything else you guys want to see if there's any assets? And you can see how many here. So you don't have to model anything from scratch. Any other ideas?
How about a ballet studio?
Which one?
A ballet studio.
Can you spell it in the chat? Ballet
Sorry, it's
studio?
my accent.
Ballet? Oh, ballet?
Yes.
Why am I typing? Right here. Again, let's check. It's not bad. It's only 2 megabytes. So there you go. Something that you can already use. And it's free. You can take them, build whatever you want, and you can have yourself a beautiful environment with just using SketchUp models plus a good skybox that you can find. All right. Okay. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. So another thing I want to show you is the AI, right? I want to talk about it because as soon as AI came out, people are going crazy using it. Oops, sorry. And I want to tell you something that if you do use AI for generating something to inspire you, make sure that you put 3D rendering, right? Set 3D rendering off, because this is what you're going to be creating. You're going to be creating 3D rendering. If you just randomly create something, it's going to have a lot of kind of colors and paintings and maybe details, maybe include something minimalistic. Another thing, I would not heavily rely on that, because every time I try to follow the image that I really liked, I get disappointed and I feel frustrated because you never can recreate what AI created in VR or like in 3D. It's very difficult. So what we do with the company that I work with a lot, they would send me one thing, or like they would send me one building, or they would send me a corner, or they would send me a hallway. And I actually want to show you too in Blender. This is the environment, and I'll also show you this in Unity in a little bit. So what we did, they sent me, we started with this hallway. Zoom in. So we started with the hallway. They sent me an image, something that looks like this, that AI generated. And I used it and I created that. And then from there, we kind of started adding AI generated and, pieces. So if you create something, that environment that fully AI generated, that's not probably going to be very difficult to recreate. And this one I like because I keep trying, how I was talking about ideas floating in my head, like this is the idea I have in my head. I really want to create something with geometric forms, that's something glowing, shiny, floating in the air. So this is my latest idea. I don't know when I'm going to have time to do that, but hopefully someday. So another thing, another trick and tip I can give you is generating textures. So there is a website that I really like and I use it for a long time, called textures.com. And all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. They stopped giving us free credits. They used to give 15 credits a day, and that was plenty for me. No more, right? You have to have, it's like $15 a month for subscription. But for now, I'm able to go, with my collection, because I have a very big collection of textures, and some of them I already used AI generated images, and to achieve that, so use it for your ground level, or for whatever textures you want. Use this prompt, top-down view. So you want to say top-down view of a meadow. You should maybe say top-down view texture. I didn't say what it understood. So what I said, top-down view of a meadow include moss, rocks, sticks, small flowers. So you want to see a top-down view. However, here's the issue. All of the textures, they need to be tileable. Anyone knows what tiling, right? So the tiling is, they have to be repeated. And for some reason, ChatGPT absolutely does not know how to create that. So what happens is that when you put it in Photoshop like that, what I do usually, you go to Filter, Other, Offset, and then you can see, so this is going to be your tiling when you're going to have that actually next to each other. This is what you're going to have, and it's not that hard to fix, especially if it's so busy. It's harder when the texture is more cleaner. But what I do usually is I just take lasso tool and just go around like this and do fill, and then content aware. So then you're going to fix this. It's going to not be perfect, but from a distance, it's going to be enough for you to tile. So filter, other, offset, and you can see that it's pretty decent. Now you can start tiling it. Any questions? All right.
Not a question of the statement. That's really beautiful. I mean, I think that's really beautiful.
I love it. I mean, it not always comes like that, right? So we don't have control over that, over AI. So another one that you need to have under your belt is the normal map. So if you don't know what normal map is, it's the bump map. So the map that gives you volume. A lot of times that environments that you see, a lot of time I use it in my environment. The texture is achieved by normal map, right? Let's take a look. It's pretty easy to do, but you have to have preferences. If you have your Photoshop, you have to have preferences, performance, and then you have to have use graphic processor enabled. So, and then you have to restart Photoshop. Then you will be able to create your normal map. You go to filter, 3D, and then generate normal map. So that will give you this bumpy texture. Bumpy image. You see how nice it is now? It's not going to be flat. And what you do, you export them separately. So one, you'll just export it as one name, and then you say the same image will say normal map. And then you will use them in Unity. I usually don't mess with that in Blender because it's just too complicated. They have not complicated, but it's just several steps. I usually do it right in Unity, which I'm going to jump in a minute. So that trick is actually very important. You wanna always have it handy. Any questions? Okay.
Your Photoshop.
Yes. So next, next one, I want to jump into Unity. I'm going to jump into my client's environment and kind of show this one we created. Actually, it was a little rush when they quickly wanted to change, and I would go back here because there's another trick to do. As you can see, there's line, but you can't really see it in spatial. But there's lines. There's a trick to do that, to kind of double it and twist it a little bit to not make it too kind of looking like that. But yeah, so another step in developing, and how many of you here are actually using spatial to create a toolkit? Anyone?
Did you ask? Can you ask that question again?
Yeah. Are you guys using a spatial creator toolkit to publish your own worlds here on spatial? Nobody?
I've looked into it. I haven't like dug into it really yet, but I know about basically what it does though.
Yeah, it's not a very easy thing, but it is a tool that we use. So I'll give you a little bit overview if you're brand new. So what they do, what Spatial does, they give you SDK that you can get from their website. And what I'm looking at here, it's Unity, right? So Unity is a free engine, game engine, because most of the metaverse virtual reality is built on Unity. Some are built on Unreal. Some places have their own engines. I think Sandbox has their own something, but most of them use Unity. So if you do want to create in VR, if you want to start building for spatial, you need to install Unity and start learning it. There's a certain package. There's a lot of different versions of Unity. You need 2021.3.8, specifically this one, and then you will have to go on spatial website, install it. They will have all of the installation instructions step by step, but it is not a beginner-friendly thing to do. So you need to know a little bit about Unity. I mean, not really a little bit, but pretty much. And then you start building what we saw here. This is not that flat 360 skybox I showed you. This is actually Unity skybox. But then you start building on top, and they provide various entrance point and all other elements that you need to start building, including seats, including everything. So you only create your own environments, right? And you just keep publish on spatial. So any questions?
Do you?
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not sure you might be getting into this now, but do you also add like interactivity to the environments, like just interacting with different objects?
So on spatial, not so much. I know that they are adding something, that the interaction and the gaming, they actually started, being pretty big on gaming and stuff. But I haven't, because my clients didn't need it, and I'm stepped away from spatial because I'm fully focusing on my own app, on my own environments. And I'm going to jump into my app, and this is like the hardest probably for you to understand if you are just a beginner, but I just want to go overview. It's so complicated, so confusing, that it is incredible. But we're working through it step by step. And Terry, she came to the presentation I was doing for the Immersive Learning Network about my app that I'm building. I'm absolutely excited. I love what we're working on. I'm just going to give you a little bit of overview. Most of these assets were built in Blender, and I imported them into Unity. Let's see. Maybe Discover Station. Hold on a second. And Atessa, I think Atessa has access. I think, did you ever try it, Atessa, or you haven't checked out the app, did you? She can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you. Yes, I did, but it was a couple of months ago.
Okay.
I don't know if I've seen any. Yes, I did go. Actually, I went alone and I looked around.
Yes,
Yes.
I did a lot of changes and excited. Hopefully next week we're gonna roll out a new one. The latest
Ooh,
update,
congratulations.
a bunch of bugs and a lot of great changes. So what's happening here? What we're working on is a place a place for people to learn about the world and travel together, explore the world. I've created this tire menu, I call it. And the funny thing, I was talking with Terry, and she was asking me all kinds of questions. How did you start? How did you come up with? And I had this idea for so long, and I was struggling to come up with something that will be comfortable for people to use and organize all of the environments by categories. And I was getting so frustrated because I was using Blender and I was building something in Blender, and then it didn't work and I was just wasting my time. And then finally I said, you know what, I'm not going to be using Blender. I'm just going to use paper, just hot paper, glue it together and look at it. And if I like it, I'm going to go sit down and build in Blender. And finally I came up with this. I showed to her, can you guys see my amazing 3D model? This paper.
I think that's great.
So, and I was like getting so frustrated, and then I said, you know what, this is what's going to be. This is what's going to be my tire menu. Then there will be a globe, there will be screens, and I put it down on my shelf, and I was looking at it for like several days, and then I said, you know what, I really like it. I think I'm going to go build it. So, and then I went and I started building it, and it really works, and I really like it. Another thing what we did here is continents hall is where we separated all of the environments into continents, and they will all serve as portals for people to go travel to the particular country expo hall. The expo halls will be in each country. And what else? Just want to show you one more. And of course, we have a whole bunch of environments. Let's check out the Mount Everest, maybe. So this is Cesium environment. This is the Google Cesium. I don't know if you've heard of them. They are the ones that provide kind of underlying this. Google recently announced that they have 3D flyover. You can kind of switch to 3D. So this is the same thing, and we're using here. So, and building in VR is extremely complicated, and there are several tutorials that I can share with you. I really like this instructor. He is absolutely amazing. His name is Tefik. He's my LinkedIn friend, and he's been awesome. So a couple of them, I personally use this one. This is multiplayer virtual reality development course, which goes into a lot of details. And then at the end, he even gives you a package. I wouldn't say it's working because there is still a lot of bugs there that I had to fix. But if you want to start developing, this is a great part. Either this one or this one. This one is a little newer, so Photon Fusion is a little newer multiplayer solution than Photon Pawn, but I feel like Photon Pawn in this tutorial, he was giving a better overview. There was a lot more details than this one. So both of them are pretty good. So I think that's it on about development, unless you have any questions for me.
Was one of those two tutorials the thing you used in your swamp to make your path, or was that something different?
Oh yes. Let me show you. That's right. I did say that I was gonna show you. So another one that's
We can add it.
If you want to just develop environments, this course. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. Learning. So this course is absolutely amazing, called the Ultimate Blended 3D Environment course. So this one I used to develop, and I will show you, and then we can jump into my environments. Let's see. He has forest, desert, snow, sci-fi, fantasy swamp, right here, yes. So let's see what he has, and then you can see how similar it is. Texturing. Hold on, let me mute him. Oh, he was going here already with trees. So you see the pathway, I really like that pathway, so I took his pathway, but I added my own twist. I didn't really like what he did, so I added my own design on there. He was kind of adding stumps that I really didn't want, so I replaced them with mushrooms. And then let's see what
Yours is way
was.
prettier.
I know. I was watching.
I wanted them to see what you started with.
This is his. This is the end result that he was providing. So yeah, this is his final rendering that he did. But that trick was really nice. I really like how he did the modifiers to create this pathway. All right, I think that's it from me, unless you want me to jump into anything else here and show you.
I had a quick question of something I was just curious about. You noted C# is like one of the bullet points on your first screen. Can you go into a little bit of that? Like just on a general level, I was just curious about it.
Yes. So C# is the language that Unity uses, right? So this is how all the functionality is built in Unity, all the interaction and everything. So when I started learning Unity, I took courses and I did some Visual Studio, C#, et cetera, et cetera. And I was, I'm not a developer major. I kind of know how to do one thing, two things, and simple functionality. So before 2022, I was usually using Stack Overflow, and it's very limiting. And that's why I think that the growth of my personal app, VR Travel Expo, started 2022 with ChatGPT, because that's when I was amazing. I became amazing coder. I was able to create amazing code that I was not able to do before. And because I know basic enough level of C#, I am able to communicate and discuss with ChatGPT what I'm looking for, and then we're able to write pretty good code. But yeah, if you put me down and say, do something without looking anywhere, I would probably not be able to do that.
Okay. One other question while it's on my mind. The VR Travel Expo hub that you showed earlier, is that, can you visit that online, or through VR right now, or is it available to public?
Yes, if you give me your emails, I will put you on my mailing list. I am emailing, this is a little demo that I did. We are currently, I keep saying it's next week, but we're almost there. There's just one little functionality left to fix. And if you know educators in VR, Laurel and her team, they came in a few weeks ago, so we did a tour. Now I'm pausing it because it's kind of old version. You still can go there, but it's an older version. Maybe in a week or two, we're going to update it. And CSUM actually, the CSUM, the provider of this environment, I was bugging them so much. I found so many problems, and I kept sending them the problems. They said, are you applying for the certification? So they want me to apply for the CSUM certification, and I'm preparing actually yesterday I was preparing for that certification so I can be a certified developer for CSUM, which is going to be really exciting for me. But yeah, if you give me your email or if you just, let me just send my email, probably that would be easier. And I will add you to my mailing list. That way you'll know when the new version is ready. See Robin's email.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, I was just curious to see more in person. I did actually attend an event like maybe 3 months ago or so. Well, it was like XR Women. They had a expo hall that was built by someone, and you can like explore that 3D and
Yeah,
VR.
I'm there. That's me. Yep, I was there, yeah.
I saw the VR Travel Expo like exhibit there, but I wanted to learn more about it though, so that's the reason why I was asking. So thanks.
Yep, I'm there. I've been with XR Women for a long time, and they're pretty good. One thing that I'm kind of considering right now, it's not 100% set in stone, but I'm strongly considering because I went through so much pain to build this, so much pain, and I'm thinking, what if everybody has to go through that pain? It's just a waste of people because we're doing everything over and over again, just the basic functional, just want it to work. And I might just package it somehow, remove all my assets, and make it available at like low cost to people so you guys can take it and start building VR from, on top. You don't have to do all that because it's just I can't believe it's not been done yet. That you just take a package that works and you build on top of it. So I might do that. I'm just thinking about it right now. Any other question? Or if you want, we can jump into environments.
Are you guys ready to go into her environment?
Hold on, let me just, okay, let me get into my headset, and I think I will meet you in the Cliff House, right?
Okay, and I'll wait here until everybody's in there. Because all you have to do is click on the little Cliff House, and it'll show, it'll say travel to, and then you push travel and you go in there, and I'll wait here and be the last one. And if you have a headset, this would be a good time to switch. And you can be in, you can. That all makes sense? You're already there?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, go through. You guys see the little Cliff House thing? It's behind you because y'all are on the stage, unless you're all doubled up. You guys see that?
Hello.
Hi. Beautiful. This is
Thank
beautiful, girl. So nice to see you. I'm on PC. Don't mean to be rude, but it's hard for me to maneuver on PC.
Oh, it's okay. Well,
Great
I'm glad you were able to
presentation.
make it. Thank
Great
you.
presentation. Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much, of course. Hi, guys.
I was lucky enough to play in this world yesterday when Terry was doing some testing, and you blow my mind. I love your work so
Oh,
much. Thank you
thank
for sharing.
you. By the way, this one, I don't know if everybody here.
Yes, everybody's here.
Okay. So this one I found on Dolomites. It's Italy. So I was just browsing on Google Street View, and this is actual place. It's not fake. I didn't Photoshop nothing. It's exactly the way it came from Google Map, Google Earth, the skybox. I should add sounds. This is one of the things that I will do some waterfall sound, chirping, bird chirping and everything when I get a minute.
This is awesome.
Thank
So
you.
awesome.
I told you you'd like it, Kimberly.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's like I'm in the mountains.
Yeah. This is one of the things why I'm building my app, VR Travel Expo, because I love traveling. And what do you do in between? I mean, you can always travel, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to build a place where you can come, hang out, and dream about travel. Maybe there will be an event that will be talking about traveling to Dolomites or how to plan vacation to Italy or something like that. Atessa is they're probably going to fall. There's not much there. There's not much. I tried to block. There's blockers everywhere, but I don't know if you're going to fall off.
Yeah, but
Am I
I
gonna
always
be able-
find that little place.
You can
It's
come
beautiful.
swimming too. Yeah.
You're like
Oh my.
can swim. Woo, we're in the water.
I need to create floaties here. Put floaties.
So,
Is your goal to like model as
Yeah.
many places as possible then? Is that your like a goal for the travel expo?
No, I mean, no, I don't plan to model as much as possible. I just want to have a way for people to understand how to plan better itineraries, or maybe get destination ideas or things to do, or maybe just start a conversation about climate change or preservation of environments and all that. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious.
And-
I like to travel
and a
too,
lot of-
so I mean, I'm interested in I guess your goal, I guess. I mean, I was just curious to learn more about the
It's for
company.
curious travelers. What we're also going to add, my dream right now. So we have a scanned Earth, right? So what you saw. We're adding fly mode, so you can come with friends or family and maybe fly over the itinerary. Maybe you can build an itinerary or buy an itinerary that somebody built, and then go fly around. And I want to add an ability for people to switch between 360 and the 3D. If you've been to Wander app. So Wander app has that. So you do 360 street view. But in my app, I want to have the 3D because I don't like just the flat images. I want to see the scale. I want to see the distance. I want to see how grand things are. So for me, that's very important. And I want to combine both of them. So that one, all the particle system, everything moving, that's Unity's functionality. Called particle system. There's a way to configure that. There's a texture that I added, the waterfall texture, and then it looks like it's flowing as well as the same as the fire. I think I got fire on Asset Store. Unity Asset Store does a great job for like selling assets. There's a lot of great free assets. So this fire was definitely free that I got from Unity, and I use it a lot. And then you can come upstairs, but there's not much there upstairs. It's pretty boring. Any questions? Or we can go to the Arctic retreat, get some fresh cold air.
After you guys go to this, if it should show up as your recent places, so you should be able to come back too. But
Go
not
ahead,
today.
let's go travel there.
to the Arctic
I'll be
retreat
last. Go in,
portal.
click on.
Everyone looks so ghostly. It's night. So did you make the avatars particularly look different, or is that just the way
It's just the
spatial
lighting.
interprets your...
I removed the lighting from here.
Mm-hmm.
I set it to some other things. And then this one, I'm not loving all this weird jittering, but I don't know. So this is the shader. So what you do, shader is different from materials. Actually, almost looks like coding. There's a way for them to configure, putting texture map, and then kind of configuring to jitter like that horizontally.
Are you talking about the
So that's
fire?
Oh, I'm
Are you
sorry, not
talking
the
about
fire.
the
The aurora. The aurora.
Oh, right. Yeah, the lights.
Northern Lights.
Aurora.
Northern
Aurora
lights.
Borealis.
Aurora Borealis.
And then the
Cool,
stars, the stars are also particle system that I used, and there was a little very nice tutorial link on YouTube how to make stars and actually, you know what I think I used? How to make glowing dust, I think. I did something like that. But there's a bunch of tutorials on YouTube that you can find. And then there
I
should
like
be,
the
it's
snow
weird
as well.
because, what's that?
I like the snow as well. I think I was looking for tutorials and how to do that in Unity as well. And I'm assuming
Snow?
you probably did that.
Yeah. I have snow. I'm not sure why it's not rendering here because I had snow. If you go on the desktop, actually, on the desktop, you might see there should be blowing fog also. I did like so to make it look like it's kind of cold here. So on desktop, you can see the snow and the blowing, but not on the headset.
Yeah, I'm still
The
using the
desktop
desktop. I see it.
Oh, you are? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't see it in VR.
It's beautiful on desktop as well.
Oh, thank you.
I use Unity a lot actually, so I understand like how much effort goes into making these small details, and like that's why I pointed it out, I guess, because I mean even like the ground textures and everything else, like there's a lot of stuff goes in all those little details, you know, make everything look a little bit better by spending more time on things. So
Yeah. I'm going to take a picture of you guys because I don't think I have any pictures here with my visitors here. Let me do it again. Oh, that's nice. Good.
And we're probably all
All right.
smiling, even though it makes no difference.
Right?
Yeah.
You guys want to go check out the cruise ship now?
Yes, you guys do.
Cruise.
We have 2 more environments
You're
to
going to
go.
love
This one-
it. You're going to
Oh,
love
wait.
it. Where are you, Linda? Did you come back? There you are. Get
I'm
in there.
going to the cruise ship. I'm going.
But honestly, this is one of the earliest works. I think that was 3 years old, maybe. It was back in Alt Space. It was pretty popular. People love hanging out here. And I got it on the Ashes store, and then it was too big. They had chairs everywhere. There's 2,000 chairs. I'm like, I can't use that. That's gonna crush everything. So I spent so much time just removing everything, cleaning, removing the whole bottom. And I was like, I should have just built it from scratch instead of removing everything. But yeah, I had to tease the sound this year, and the birds are flying. So I want to bring it back.
good.
So this environment also is a part of my app, and it can be used for people to come and maybe discuss travel, maybe have a seminar. If we can have Royal Caribbean maybe present here, or Carnival, whoever, and they can talk about some upcoming cruises or something.
Have you ever heard of eModeler, an Unity asset?
No.
It's like basically like Blender, but that's one I use. I clean up 3D models with that. Like it's like basically putting Blender into Modeler, but it's
really?
probably only best for like prototyping though. Like I mean, Blender is more for like the final touches on things, but like eModeler kind of like allows you to make little adjustments within Unity, like like within that your editor window, So that's I was just sharing, I guess. So like basically, like if I had to clean up like tons of chairs, I did stuff like that with some of my little
Okay. Remodeler?
Unity
Modeler?
things.
Okay, I'll find it.
Called eModeler.
She's surfing.
This is so cool. I love the birds.
I know, the sad is that in my app, for some reason, it's so easy to break things in my app. I don't have the birds and I don't have a sound. I lost it. So I have to bring, and it took me forever to make them fly. And you can see they fly in different directions. You see, so I try, and then they can't consistently fly. They just fly. And then I did the loop. So they fly in a loop. They're going to come, appear there again, start flying backward.
Oh, amazing.
So this was asset also. I bought it for a few dollars. I mean, I don't know, $10 maybe, less than that, on Unity Asset Store.
You got it on the
You guys want to go
Unity
to
Asset Store? That's where you got
Yep,
this?
yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I got the birds.
Oh, okay,
The birds. And then the cruise ship model. I don't remember. I think it wasn't. It was maybe CG Trader or something like that. It was maybe $20, but I put so much work into cleaning it. It wasn't not even worth it buying it because. But I like it. You know, it's nice shape here and.
Yeah.
But then I did actually remove the middle part, so I added this one. This one is new, it's mine. And then that back part also was kind of, yeah, it's a whole bunch of work here. Do you guys want to go did you want to ask something or?
Oh, no, I was just saying it's very impressive.
Oh. Let's go to the Enchanted Swamp. That's my, I wouldn't say my favorite, but one of my favorites. I'll see you there. Feel free to walk
Okay.
around.
Wow. This reminds me a little of what it might be like in the Willy Wonka's garden, you know, that paradise. That's kind of what this probably feels like.
Oh.
And
She
you
might
remember the
pass by, I
picture?
really like it.
Remember the picture she showed us of the path? Doesn't her path look a lot better?
Oh, totally. Yeah, this is completely different.
That's what you do. You kind of get inspired by someone, but then you make it your own.
A little like Alice in Wonderland as well, right? Maybe a little bit of everything. A lot of inspiration.
Yep. I'm trying to climb on a tree. How would you do that, Terry? There you go.
The right joystick. Look for a dot. And even on the desktop, you can climb the tree. There you are. You're up there. Lindahl was able to
On the
go even
desktop?
higher. Yep. Where are you? Are you up there, Lindahl?
Oh, I'm heading there. On the desktop, you can click to go to different parts of the tree. So I'm up there now.
I think the view is beautiful, even if I fall off.
So this one, the background is Mid Journey, and then I rendered the view, and then I tiled them in Photoshop, made kind of some layers, and make sure they don't overlap. And I used regular mesh. It's like just it's a sphere actually. Then I cut down the top and the bottom and just left it here, and I put a texture on top of it. So and then I made it transparent on the top. So that's how I made that. And then if you can see this one, the bottom, this is what gives the normal map. This is plain. There is no geometry at all. All this bumpiness, it comes from the normal map. And the tree as well. There's not much geometry on the tree, but it's very bumpy. That's normal map. Unfortunately, textures.com for some reason decided not to give free textures anymore, so you have to pay for it. This is also from textures.com. All the mushrooms, texture from textures.com.
How did you get up into the tree?
I just
Are you on the
teleported.
Yeah, the right click, look for a dot if you're on your headset, and if you're on the desktop. How do you get on there, Lyndall? You can get on top of...
Yeah.
What'd you say?
On the desktop, get closer to the base of the tree and start clicking, and you can click your way to the top.
And you can get on some of the mushrooms too.
Yeah.
If somebody on the desktop, can you guys take maybe a screenshot of all of us if you stay over here?
Yep.
So we
I'm
can
doing
take a
that now.
picture. If you guys want to come over to this one, is it a good location, I think?
Mm-hmm. Which way are we facing?
This way.
How do we know which
tree.
way we're facing? The tree.
I don't know.
Face the tree.
Whoever is
Look at
taking
the
a
tree.
picture. Who's taking a
Lyndall?
picture?
Lyndall, are you? I think
Yep,
you're
I'm
the only...
taking a picture.
Okay.
Are we facing you or are we facing away?
Facing the tree. Facing that big tree. So we can take the big back with all the mushrooms and stuff.
Hang on a sec. I'll go back behind you. Wow.
Did it work?
Yeah, I got a couple.
I can try to take two if you want. Let me try like that too. Oh. Okay, I did something.
Got a few shots, I'll send them to you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me know if you have any other questions or wander around. This is the last environment that I'm going to show. I don't think I have much on spatial. I have another one, but it was built before they released Unity. So it was just built purely in Blender. But it's okay. I don't have much, but because I'm focusing on my app right now.
Can I ask a
And
question?
Yes, go ahead.
I missed the part when you were talking about the Google how to create skyboxes from Google 360. Can you say that very quickly? You don't have to go into details. How do you do that again?
It's Google Street View Downloader, I think it's called. Google 360 Downloader, if you Google it, it will give you this website and you install it on your computer. It's a very little program. And then when you go to Google, find a place and find a 360 picture of it, then copy the link and insert the link into there will be a little place to insert it. And then you can download it on your computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Great presentation, and it's always nice to see your success. You're one of the most hardworking and successful women in VR. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
And it's okay if we leave your portal passageway up for a while on our site, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you guys, if you want to come back to these, if you're on a desktop, it'll save as recent places, but otherwise you can come back to the site and go back through again if you want to come back, which I think you
and
will.
email me info at VR Travel Expo. Find me on LinkedIn. Follow me on LinkedIn so we can stay connected and you can follow what I'm doing, and maybe we'll do a tour in my app, right? Someday,
That'd be great.
Hopefully. Yeah.
And it's on
as soon as
your sites are on your website too. I thought.
Which one?
I think it's on your website too. Your spatial apps, your spatial sites. I think it's there too.
Spatial environments, they in my app, some of them, yeah. I actually might bring in Is that what you're asking? Or?
No, but I think I already knew that.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
But yeah, if you have any questions, if not, I'm gonna head out. Put my kids to sleep. Kiss them good night, and I hope that you guys have a good.
This was
Good
great.
evening.
Thank you.
This was
Thank you
fantastic.
very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ooh, thank you so much.
Meeting
Bye,
you, and
guys.
thanks for showing
Bye,
us.
bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.